Good evening, my fellow entities, and tonight we will be reviewing Call of the Night. Ko Yamari is an average middle school student who struggles with grasping the complex concept of love. Because he sees little sense in surrendering the norm, he soon stops going to school. Plagued with insomnia due to his idleness, Ko begins roaming the lonesome streets at night. One night, Ko encounters a bizarre girl named Nazuna Nanakusa, who believes that people stay awake during the night because they are dissatisfied with how they spend their day and can't rest until they release their inhibitions. Nazuna offers to help Ko with his sleep issues and invites him over to her place where she convinces him to share a futon with her. Feeling uncomfortable, Ko only pretends to doze off, which is when Nazuna suddenly bites his neck, revealing she is to be a vampire, or revealing herself to be a vampire. While Ko thinks the bite will turn him into a vampire, the specifics of transforming are not that simple. In order to change, he must be bitten by someone he truly loves. Ready to let go of his dreary mortal life, Ko decides on a new goal. He will fall in love with Nazuna and become a vampire himself. Now, this is a very interesting concept because for years we've always had the idea of if a vampire bites someone and for them to turn into a vampire, they'd have to bite that person and then they'd have to be killed and then bitten again. They'd have to get bitten again, or they'd have to bite the other person's or drink the other person's blood just to complete the transformation. But this one's a very simple idea on that, where in this universe, to become a vampire, you have to fall in love with the person that you have to fall in love with a vampire, and then if they bite you, then you can become a vampire, which is a lot simpler than the other way. I mean, it's so simple, it's brilliant. Like, it's honestly a better love story than Twilight, if you think about it. Like, where that one was a huge mess of one bored girl trying to get with a vampire, but also she's being chased by a werewolf. This one, it kind of focuses on the idea of just having fun at night, what could actually be the cause of insomnia, and it's kinda well, since this was season 1 and we still haven't gotten a confirmation of season 2, this one's working its way to develop the characters. It's introducing us to Nazuna and how actually bored she is with her time as a vampire. We watch Ko as apparently he's a really skilled student. He's really good, has really good grades, and then he decides to become a vampire because he's bored, and he actually really likes Nazuna, despite the obvious ideas that he might be asexual for the most part. We also see a bunch of other vampires go through. Well, we learn a bit about how the main thing about vampires is their well, let me turn this off before Silva screams at me. But pretty much vampires are constantly bored, so they gather offspring for their entertainment sometimes, or because it's their lot in life. They're supposed to fall in love, they're supposed to create offspring. If they do not, they're technically not vampires. Or they're seen as pariahs, like Nazna is seen because she really hasn't created any offspring, and she hasn't fallen in love with anyone, so she's seen as a outcast in the world, similar to how Yamari is kind of an outcast because he spends most of his time at night instead of going to school, and he's just, they're like two outcasts falling in love with each other. On the other hand, we have Akira in this, or Akira. She's kind of a love interest for Ko, but she's also a really good friend, mainly. We focus on their friendship. She has this like insomnia thing where she wakes up really, really early for school, and goes to school earlier than everyone else, and because of this, she's kind of seen as just as weird. We also have Suri, her last name is Kokio, or Kikyo. Let's just call her Suri. She is like this teenage girl. She's popular, or at least she sees it as that. Similar to Nazana, she hasn't really created much offspring, but she's still well liked in the vampire community. She actually has like a little episode of her own where she realizes this guy has feelings for her. They were just supposed to be friends because she got bored and she wanted a friend, but in the end they kind of she turns him into a vampire because he has a crush on her, and now she has someone she can hang out with at night. There's also a late-coming character named Anko, who is a detective or a personal investigator who goes around looking for people, and now she's kind of going after vampires. I guess she's kind of this world's vampire hunter in a way, where she realizes, or she's trying to stop Ko from becoming a vampire because of a few vampires she's killed who came up with the idea or found out how lonely it truly is being a vampire, and we actually get to see for the first time her killing someone in front of Ko and Akira and their other friend, whose name is not on this list for some reason. But it's kinda an interesting way of seeing it, like a personal investigator actually being a vampire hunter, despite not exactly being your usual vampire hunter. Like, she has them drink her blood, which I'm guessing is a bit poisonous, or we didn't really get that much of an explanation for that. Or it's got garlic or some stupid thing like that. She also just lets them burn away in the sun, which is pretty interesting. We also have Mahiro, who is the other friend of Ko and Akira. I guess he's very popular in school during the day, and he has this friend that we don't actually get to see. I think we kind of do, because he goes to this one cafe, but he's also more of a day person compared to Akira and Ko. But yeah, mainly the story is Ko and Nazna trying to fall for each other so Ko can be a vampire, and so Nazna can I guess be less bored at night. I mean, they kind of come to a head at the end of the season, finally realizing what they both actually want from each other during the night. But mainly the series is just them trying to have fun at night and us learning about the community of vampires and that there are vampire hunters in this universe or this series. But yeah, it's actually kind of a cute story. I mean, we don't really get that many vampire series out there in anime, so this one was kind of a huge outlier because it does focus more on the romance instead of, oh, this friend, she's all cutesy with this person who's staying with her and they just want to be friends, or, oh, this vampire is working for the military and he's a hired gun and he's going around killing people, and he's up against these Nazis. No, this one is a lot better. It's kind of calm. It's a nice change of pace from your usual vampire story in anime that's usually action-packed or way too cutesy. But yeah, I actually really like this series. I highly recommend it, and definitely go check it out. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, and it's actually one of my favorite anime of 2020, or technically summer of 2020, technically fall of 2020. But yeah, definitely go check it out, especially if you're vampire fans, or fans of romance and supernatural series. So yeah, have a great night, guys, and stay tuned for more anime and more videos.